Hello once again, welcome to Talking Music, where every song has a story. My name's Paul, and on this channel we like to get behind the music, we like to get behind the song and dish out some interesting facts and observations and sometimes some secrets about the song itself. Today's song is this one, a big one, The Wets, Wet, 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 and Love Is All Around. This song was written by Reg Presley of the Trogs in 1967. His actual real name was Reg Ball, but he was a great fan of Elvis Presley, so he switched his name to Presley when he joined the band. And the song reached number 5 in October of that year. It's the cover version, though, we're interested in here, because some 27 years later, Wet, Wet, Wet recorded it and had a massive UK hit, and it was to become a bumper payday for Reg Presley, the song's writer. Part of the reason why Love Is All Around became a huge hit in the UK was because it featured in the highly successful Richard Curtis film, 4 Weddings and a Funeral, which was an en vogue romantic comedy from that time. It was Richard Curtis himself who approached the band about recording a cover for the film, and he gave them a choice of 3 songs: I Will Survive, Can't Smile Without You, and Love Is All Around. And Marty Pellow from the band said that Love Is All Around was the one that was chosen unanimously by the group, because they all felt that that was the one of the 3 that they could put their stamp on most easily.
I always thought of as being a bit like a football team. Like, so I'm the goalie, I'm at the back, can I get the ball, and I pass it to Graham, and Graham's got it, and I've got it, right? Oh, crossed the nail, and he's going to gives it to Marty, and Marty shoots, and Marty scores. And I was like, there's the band.
And they certainly made it their own, didn't they? What with Marty Pellow's soulful voice forging the song in the usual wet, wet, wet style. The song went on to spend 15 weeks at number 1 on the UK chart. And after that 15-week run, it spent another 20 weeks in the UK top 75, falling down the chart. The summer of 1994 was Love Is All Around. It was always on the radio, often on the TV, and forever consigned now to the 4 Weddings and a Funeral soundtrack, which had become the highest British grossing film of all time at that time.
The success that comes from having a massive hit like Love Is All Around takes you into a completely different side of being in the eye of the public. You know, we've been successful, but this just takes you into a whole different stratosphere.
There's been no escape. It seems everywhere you go, you hear the number 1 record, Love Is All Around by Wet, Wet, Wet.
We want to know if you're fed up with the single.
Love is all around me.
Because it was so successful, it started to do people's heads in, and the band were fearing a bit of a backlash. It really was a question of, oh no, not this song again. Apparently, as the story goes, Marty Pellow was at a cinema in Glasgow in Scotland, and a trailer for 4 Weddings came on, with Love Is All Around being featured on the trailer. And the guy behind him says, no, not that song again. And as the story goes, Marty Pellow turned around to him and said, mate, how do you think I feel? Now, there was a lot made in the press about the Wets withdrawing the song from circulation after it had been number 1 for 15 weeks. And it was that following week it dropped off the top spot. Had it stayed 1 more week, it would have equalled Bryan Adams' Everything I Do It For You, for the 16 weeks stay at the top. At the time, it was still selling 120,000 copies a week in the UK. Now, I don't believe this story. What power would the band have to stop record sales? And even if they did have the wherewithal, how would that go down with the record company? Decisions like that are just not taken by the band. They're not taken at band level like that, because it would certainly impact on the record company's bottom line, and that for the record company is sacrosanct. But I do think it's a neat little story to keep the song top of mind. It certainly got people talking and believing, and that's what good marketing does. Anyway, Marty Pellow has said many times he thinks the song is a brilliant tune, both the Trogs version and his own version, so why would he want to stop the record from selling? But he can say that now all these years later, but that's certainly not what he was saying back in 1994. And the story goes that when Rage Presley heard the Wets version, he dropped his cup of tea. So I'd like to know, what did he do when he read that the band wanted to stop the song from selling? The video worked well. It was a moody Marty Pello and the rest of the band in a studio with lots of scenes featuring Hugh Grant and Andy McDowell from the film, so the video marketed the film as well as the song. And of course, the film itself marketed the song. The video, for some reason, was affected in blue. It had a blue sheen to it, which, when looking at it even all these years on, adds a certain mood to the song. So how did it fare in the charts? Well, not bad would be just about the understatement of the century when talking about the British charts. Here it is at number 1, 29th of May 1994. It was in at number 4 2 weeks previously, then up to number 2, then 15 weeks at number 1, all the way through the summer of 1994. It came off the top when Wigfield and Saturday Night took over on September the 11th. Unsurprisingly, it was the best-selling single of 1994 in the UK. The original Troggs version made number 5 in the UK and number 7 in the United States. But the Wets didn't take America by storm. It only reached number 41 in the States. But it was either number 1 or number 2 just about everywhere else it was released. Denmark, France, Germany, the Netherlands, New Zealand, Sweden, to just name some. It has sold 1.9 million records in the UK alone, putting it into the top 30 best sellers ever in the UK. And worldwide sales puts it into the top 50 of all time. So we're talking about a bit of a monster here, aren't we? The critics at the time were lukewarm about the song. They didn't pan it, but they did say it was sugary sweet. That's how they labelled it. 3 months later, and with the song still riding high, they were resigned to the fact that the record-buying public will always decide a song's ultimate popularity, not them. It remains Wet Wet Wet's biggest ever song, their signature tune, and when a song is that good to a band or an artist, then they just have to love it, and I'm sure the band do. It's another good example of a successful film marketing what would become a successful single. 1994. Was it really that long ago? Doesn't seem like it. That's Wet Wet Wet, and Love Is All Around. And that's it for another Talking Music video where every song has a story. Please subscribe to the channel. We've got many more songs that we've featured, and I'm sure there'll be some of your favourites in the long list that we have. So hoping that you subscribe, and I'll catch you in another video. So till then, take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.